Deviance and social control. Why societies enforce rules. Imagine a world where no one followed rules. Chaos would reign, traffic would never stop, workplaces would descend into disorder, and society as we know it would crumble. But what about the rules we follow unconsciously? The ones not written in law books, but etched into the fabric of society? These are the norms that govern our behavior, and when someone breaks them, society responds. Today, we'll explore the concepts of deviance and social control, why we enforce rules, what happens when we don't, and how breaking norms can lead to progress. What is deviance? Deviance is any behavior that strays from societal norms. It's not always about crime or harm. It can be as trivial as wearing unconventional clothing or as significant as leading a revolutionary protest. Deviance is relative. What one society condemns, another might celebrate. And here's the fascinating part. What's deviant today could become the norm tomorrow. Story of Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. In 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. At the time, her act of defiance was seen as deviant by many. But her courage sparked the civil rights movement, challenging an unjust norm and changing history. Rosa's story shows that deviance isn't inherently bad. It can be the first step toward justice. Why do societies enforce rules? Rules create order and predictability. They help us trust one another and function as a community. Without them, chaos would ensue. Societies enforce rules to maintain harmony, often through both formal mechanisms like laws and informal ones like peer pressure or social disapproval. This enforcement ensures that everyone plays by the same rules or faces the consequences. Story of Prohibition and the rise of bootlegging. In the 1920s, the U.S. government banned alcohol in an effort to curb crime and promote morality. Instead, the Prohibition era saw the rise of speakeasies, bootlegging, and organized crime. Figures like Al Capone became notorious. This period highlights what happens when societal norms and formal laws clash. People find ways to resist, often creating new subcultures. Theories of deviance. Why do people break rules? People break rules for many reasons, and sociologists have developed theories to explain this behavior. Strain theory suggests that when societal goals seem unattainable, some people turn to deviance. Think of a struggling student who cheats to pass an exam. Labeling theory shows how being branded as deviant can reinforce deviant behavior. A teenager called a troublemaker might start living up to the label. Control theory argues that strong bonds with family, friends, and community reduce the likelihood of deviance. A person deeply connected to their community has more to lose by breaking the rules. Story of the Stanford Prison Experiment. In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo's Stanford Prison Experiment revealed how quickly norms can change. Participants assigned as guards began to abuse their power, while those labeled prisoners became submissive. The study highlighted how societal roles and expectations influence behavior, sometimes pushing people toward deviance. Deviance as a catalyst for change. Deviance doesn't just disrupt, it drives progress. Historical movements for women's suffrage, LGBTQ+ rights, and racial equality all began with individuals or groups defying norms. These acts of deviance challenged the status quo, forcing societies to reconsider their values and eventually creating new norms. Story of Edward Snowden and government surveillance. Edward Snowden's decision to leak classified information about government surveillance was a deeply divisive act. Some saw him as a traitor, others hailed him as a whistleblower. His actions sparked global conversations about privacy, security, and government accountability, demonstrating how deviance can challenge authority and prompt societal debate. The role of technology in social control. Technology has revolutionized how societies enforce rules. Surveillance cameras, social media algorithms, and digital tracking tools have made it easier to monitor and regulate behavior. While these tools help maintain order, they also raise important questions about privacy, power, and fairness. Technology can enforce norms, but it can also amplify deviance by giving dissenting voices a platform. Cancel culture and online shaming. In the digital age, deviance can lead to instant consequences. Cancel culture has emerged as a form of social control, where public shaming enforces norms. While it holds people accountable, it also raises questions about free speech, redemption, and whether this form of control is always fair or effective. The balance of control and freedom. At its best, social control ensures fairness and stability. But too much control can suppress creativity, dissent, and progress. Societies must constantly balance enforcing rules with allowing room for change. After all, many of the freedoms we enjoy today began with acts of deviance. Deviance and social control are the invisible forces shaping our world. They define what's acceptable, challenge us to grow, and ensure society evolves while maintaining order. Understanding these concepts helps us see the bigger picture: why we follow rules, why we sometimes break them, and how those choices shape the future. Thank you for joining us on The Social Lens. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the systems and patterns that shape human behavior. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.